Come on, get me on. There we go. All right. Welcome to the Tony Gomez Show. We're coming at you live tonight, this Wednesday, with the one and only guys in Identity Crisis, man. These guys have been hitting the scene hard within the last year or so. And you guys have seen them at the House of Rock, over at the Annex. They've been getting around, and they've been rocking the crowds here in town. So let me introduce you to who we got right now with us on the show. To my right is going to be Cosme Williams, drummer.
How you guys doing?
Bottom right, we have their singer, Reece Gonzales.
What's up, everybody?
And then right below me, this is kind of like the Brady Bunch back in the day. Right below me, we have James Kremlin on bass.
What's going on, everyone?
Guys, pleasure to have you on the show, man, because I've been listening to music and I love 90s music, and I feel like there's a lot of that kind of feel to what you guys are doing. And it's just something fresh that we need here in Corpus. And really, we just need to be able to hear all around, man, because when what really caught my attention and when I had to contact Cosme was because, man, I was just cruising. I think it was Saturday, and your song "Take Me Away" came on the radio. And I came across it the night before, and I was listening to it on Spotify, and it's got a hook. It's a slower song than your previous song, Nature. And it got me, man, because Reece, you got a way of throwing in some really killer lyrics that have hooks with them, and just they made me go wow. And so when I heard it on C101, I was like, what the fuck? That's the band, dude, from last night. So I cranked it up, took a nice little cruise to enjoy the rest of the song, and it's a long one, but it's a jam. And so much props to you guys. Thank you for joining me on the show. And let me just get back into it. Before I let you guys do a little talking, I want to get this off my chest right now. I want to tell you, I heard about you guys through Cosme. He's done sound for us over at the Exchange back in the day for my band Fistful of Metal. And always the best of persons to be able to help you out on sound. But even before that, I had him here at my house. Previously, he was in another band, Texas Devil, and he was kicking ass with those guys. And they came in mask and costume and did an awesome interview here at the house. I'll never forget it. And
that was fun.
Thanks for making that happen, Cosme. And he was really excited to tell me. I ran into him at one of the bars, and he had told me that he started jamming with you guys and to just kind of listen out and come check you out. And you know how it is when you have your own band. It's sometimes it's not so easy to get out on the other nights when you're not already playing or rehearsing. Right. And I juggle between like 3 or 4 bands in here in town, so I haven't had a chance to see you guys live. Only what I've been able to enjoy from the YouTube videos. It looks like I got Parker. Let him join us real quick.
Let's go.
Parker Menck.
Hi, everybody.
There we go.
Parker, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. I'm sorry I'm a little late.
It's all good, man. It's all good. If you wouldn't mind, see if you can turn your device so we can go like to a portrait and we can kind of fill in. There we go. Awesome, man. All right. In hindsight, on another note, Parker, you go to Texas A&M?
I do, yeah.
I've been to your Facebook. That's a killer photo you got of you right there on by the way. But I also work at Texas A&M. I manage the Panda Express over there. So I've been trying to see if I was going to catch you and say, hey, what's up, dude? I see your band. I've heard your band, but I haven't seen you yet. So I'm going to be looking out for you there at the university.
Dude, I love the Panda on campus. They always load up my plate.
We need to come out with the Identity Crisis meal at Panda.
Oh.
Make it happen,
dude. That'd be killer.
It's gonna be chow mein, fried rice.
That'll be like our hidden menu right there, dude. A secret menu.
Chicken teriyaki.
Yes. Well, like I wanted to say, thanks for coming back on the show, Cosme. He's a Tony Gomez Show alumni, and we're going to have a great time talking tonight. So let's get things started by letting me get it off your chest that you guys fucking kick ass. I love what you guys are doing together as a band. It's really refreshing to my ears. And Reece's voice is it's fucking special. And the rest of you guys bring all the magic that any singer would want from a band that really just makes everybody shine, man. As a force, you guys are definitely a force to be reckoned with. So I really love your style of vocals, Reece. And, every member, from the live footage I've seen, fucking throws down live. You got great presence. And also want to, point out the videos I've seen from like the Mesquite Street Grill, Street Live Show, as well as the House of Rock. Man, crowds are fucking eating you guys up.
Mhm.
They're fucking loving it, and it makes me that much more eager to catch you guys live myself. So let me get started by asking you, Reece, to start off. How did the band form, and how did you guys come together?
All right, so I've been doing music for quite a while now, almost 10 years. I've been, a recording artist myself, not in a band, just kind of doing a solo thing. I've actually known James for. Is my mic fine, by the way? Is everything good?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways, I've actually known James for quite a while now. James has been my best friend since, like, I would say junior year of high school. When I met James, I would say for the first, 3 or 4 years, he had never even touched an instrument. He was a soccer player. He played, at the time, high school soccer. Then he went and did college and then semi-pro and whatnot. Anyways, I remember, me and James are super, super close. So I'm always at his house talking to his dad, Frank, his mom, Shanna. They're like my second parents pretty much, And I would always show them my music and be like, hey, check out my music and whatnot. And Frank always said, man, because it wasn't rock music, some of it was kind of more, hip hop pop-esque. And he said, man, I don't really care for that genre, to be honest, but you have a great voice. You should try getting a band behind you. You should try, this with instruments. And, me being young and stubborn, I was kind of like, nah, man, what are you talking about? Whatever, but eventually I grew up a little bit, and, rock has always played a huge part of my life. I mean, my dad, I grew up on, Pearl Jam, Van Halen, Metallica, Kiss, you name it, Michael Jackson, Queen, all Guns N' Roses, everything. Right. So, it got to a point where, I did actually pick up the guitar. I decided that I was going through a breakup at the time, and I didn't really know what direction to go in life. And I was like, I want to try to play live music. So I got with a buddy. His name's Isaac Sanchez. We tried forming a band. Didn't really work out. He actually does sound for Braxton Keith now. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but
yes, yeah.
Yeah, so
very cool.
Isaac Sanchez, shout out Isaac.
Isaac Sanchez.
Anyway, so we tried to get that going. Didn't really work out. We kind of just went our separate ways. And then James started playing guitar around the same time I did. And then one day, James went to class. I guess it was music class. Let James tell the story.
Me and Parker had music class, and I was making my own music. So I was all like thinking, like, I remember thinking in my head, like, if I could find a guitar player to like play for me, and because me and Reece were both doing our separate thing. Like, I was making music, he was making music. We would go to open mics. Yeah. So I would always write music in the music room at school. There's like these little rooms or whatever. So I'd bring my guitar to class, and immediately after class, I'd go to those rooms and write and play guitar. And me and Parker, we had class. We didn't realize that we didn't have class that day. We both showed up, and we're sitting in an empty room, like, is this dude gonna show up, or is anyone like? Then we realized we didn't have class. It got canceled.
All right.
He was like, let me play your guitar. So I let him play, and he was just ripping it like hard, like way better than me. And I'm like, damn. And I was like, that's the guy I need to get behind me, this and that. And then I guess long story short, we went to open mics, me, Parker, and then Reece was there too. We met this drummer, which was not Cosme. It was a different guy. Ended up, getting him out of the band for other reasons. And
let me barge in real quick.
So fell into place, I guess.
Yeah, so we all kind of met in one spot at our open mic for the first time when we were all in one spot. This is me, Parker, James, and Max, right? We all said, okay, we're gonna go to a practice room in Temi CC and just see what happens. We got in a room together. We didn't even know these guys hadn't even heard me sing one word. I'd never seen Parker play the guitar. Well, James had.
Was Isaac there?
James had.
Parker and Max.
There, was he?
Who's that?
Was Isaac there?
No. It was just us four.
That was like the third time I think we jammed. Isaac came just to hang out.
So yeah, we were all in a room together at Temi CC, and we didn't even know who was gonna play what our roles were gonna be. And then James
It was pretty
hadn't even.
obvious for some of us, like Reece. You know, he could sing. James, we didn't really know at the time, but
Disrespecting me.
But I mean, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. I mean, we all kind of picked up on our roles. Like Parker said, obviously some of us, was a little more obvious. As far as James on the bass, though, like James decided to just
Never
pick up the bass
played.
then and there. And I'm gonna be honest, like I've never seen someone work so hard as this guy right here when it comes to stuff that he cares about.
Yeah.
Like he will sit in a room for hours on end until he has it right in his head and he has it right for other people's pleasure as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't.
And I knew, like, I knew that that's what we needed in this band is someone like that, and also someone you're close with as a friend as well. Obviously helps with chemistry, songwriting, holding each other accountable, things like that as well. You know what I mean? So
it was so funny the first time we stepped on stage at the open mic, because like I filled in on bass because we all filled in. Reece was singing. We were like jammed in my garage. My parents let us do it, and
one time.
Yeah.
One time, yeah.
And
so hot in there.
I was playing. I filled in on the bass, and they were like, "Let's play an open mic." So, but not even a week of me. Like, I never played a bass, and it's different. I came from guitar. I could play guitar a little bit, so that's how I did it. But like a week.
It was all out of necessity.
Yeah, it was like we stepped on stage like a week later. I was playing the instrument for a week and I was playing on stage. But the thing was, like, I was so like I would just stand there. Like I had no performance how do you say it? I didn't know I just had to focus on what
there's no
doing.
experience,
Yeah. But then obviously time goes on, you get better, and it all fell into place, and then we got Cosme here. And he's been the missing piece.
That night together went pretty well then, huh?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Well
I mean,
enough to keep
for what we knew what we were doing at the time, I guess. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were having fun, so that's all that matters, huh?
So that was with your original drummer Max, and
Correct.
I've heard a good handful of songs so far. Some that I'll shout out real quick are going to be like Alone, Pictures of Your Face, Hey, Bleed Out. Were these tracks that Max was there while you guys had a chance to write those?
Those four, what was that? You said Bleed Out,
pretty much like all the
Alone.
material.
I would say we have
a lot of that early material was written with him.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We do,
and that's how Cosme had the opportunity to be able to get an idea of what you guys are going to sound like, because I want to hear the story real quick. Tell us about how Cosme got the gig for you guys.
So, things just didn't end up working out with Max. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you're on air at that point, but he did play a huge role in, the beginning of this band, and pretty big part of our success in the beginning. So shout out Max for that. But things didn't end up working out with him. Like I said, I'd known Cosme for a little while. This is before, playing together. I've known him just personally, and I knew he was a great guy. I knew he was a badass drummer. So the day we, got rid of Max, we had a show the very next day. So lo and behold, and it's funny, Cosme, because I had a conversation with you on the phone about a month prior. And this is when I could already tell things are getting kind of shaky, and I was thinking we might need a replacement. I called you up one day. I didn't tell you.
I remember that phone call.
But
you're kind of planting the seed.
I was kind of planting the seed, and to be honest, it seemed like this guy wanted nothing to do with.
No, I remember that phone call. I really do. I think I was like faded downtown, and I was at Goldfish. I was faded downtown. I'm like, dude, like I don't even know if I'm gonna be in a band. Like I don't even know if I want to be in a band.
Yeah.
Something told me to like, you should do this, and it's been great ever since. Like I think there's been like a strong like brotherhood and a team. We have a killer team. I just want to shout out our manager Jonathan Espinosa. He helps out a lot.
Oh, I can imagine. That's great, man. You need somebody else like that to support you guys to make moves while you guys are concentrating on the music.
Yep.
That's great. Shout out,
helpful.
Jonathan.
Shout out, John.
I recommend every band, no matter how big you are or small you are, build a team around you, because you got to understand you're competing with other teams. You're competing with other teams out here, and it's just always easier when you have people around you, and like Parker said, people that you trust, and that'll help you go a long way.
Great advice there. Absolutely, so true.
Us, we got to worry about.
Well, let me get into what I got here for us, guys. Next, I wanted to ask you about what were the previous bands that you guys were in. Start with Cosme. We'll start with you.
I'll start. Okay, so every band I've played in has been an experience, and honestly, I'm glad that I've experienced being in groups, multiple groups, and learning how musicians are, how they play, what influenced them. My first band I ever started was with a group of friends of mine from high school, and I don't even think we had a band name. I don't think we had a band name.
Sorry.
And it was very interesting. It was very interesting. My friends from high school, we just played punk rock covers. We played at like houses. We played at my house. We played at our school talent shows. And those are memories that I'll never forget. Those are honestly some of the best moments of my life was when I was in high school playing. I joined Zombie King. I heard about Zombie King through Facebook. Somebody had tagged me. Oh, they needed a drummer. They had just did their contract with Pavement Entertainment, and I was very like, man, I got to do this. Like this looks like a great move. And the Zombie King years were actually, I learned a lot in those years, and I got to work with Robert Beltran, who's a good friend of mine. And I'm a huge fan of his work. Really big fan of Shattered Sun. Memories of Broken Glass is a really good band. I was just jamming a band that he produced called Seattle Rising, and I've been like obsessed with their track Highway Massacre, and I've been listening to like every week. It's a really good mix, and I like that track. Zombie King. I started a band after Zombie King, after I departed from Zombie King, called Static Effect with a close friend of mine and my first cousin Nadia. Shout out my cousin. It's actually her birthday, so happy birthday, Nadia.
Cool.
Static Effect was it had its round. I think everybody kind of went different ways. I had a guitar player named Hector Morales. He plays in the band Chill Killer, and they're doing really good. Shout out to Chill Killer.
Yeah.
Static Effect. I joined a ska punk band called Up Dog, and that was an interesting time of my life. I met a lot of people in the music scene here in Corpus through them, and those were some fun shows. Up Dog was a good band. Texas Devil, like you said, we were talking about like before we started. Texas Devil was a great time too. To put on the mask, play some heavy music. I come from a metal background. I know like some of my band members now. Oven was great as well. I'll talk about Oven. With Texas Devil, it was fun, doing the double bass stuff and wearing the mask. I liked the idea of playing on a click track, and I really enjoyed that. It was a spectacular time. Oven was one of my favorite projects I was ever in. That band was like very, very blues inspired, very I would say doom, more old school like Sabbath sounding.
Yeah.
And
yes,
that band had a lot of like people were gonna go to the Oven show, like boozers, wherever we played, House of Rock, and that band Oven was doing good. I think they're still around, and shout out to them. They're doing good things too.
Cool.
After Oven,
I think it was us, dude.
It was us.
I focused on school after I actually brought Static Effect back, and I started doing the guitar and singing thing when I never thought I'd do that, but it was cool. I love playing guitar as well, just writing music. I love the songwriting aspect of being an artist, and everything from a sound guy to wrapping a cable to the singer being the rock star. I love all of that. It's fucking fun to watch, man. Excuse my language, but it's fun to watch. It's fucking awesome. Identity Crisis. I was producing them at Del Mar, and I got to know them pretty well, and I really liked even when they had their old drummer. I was like, man, this band's going somewhere. Like I remember, oh, they're playing at House of Rock. Oh, they're playing at House of Rock already. Like, oh, it's kind of a hard thing to do for some bands. And when James asked me to fill in for their show at the Red Rabbit during spring break of 2024, I said yes because I wasn't playing drums with anybody at the time, and it felt like the right thing to do. And I didn't care if I embarrassed myself the next night. I didn't know any of the songs. I improv'd on all of them, and just to do that was like cool. Like I had a show in spring break with Static Effect with me on guitar, and then I would play the show with me on drums. I'm like, cool, I'm back. Like I'm back on the drums. It feels great. It's been great ever since, man. I'm extremely grateful to have these guys in my life, man. These guys are fucking awesome.
Excellent. Fuck yeah. Okay, so we got you caught up. Reece, how about your previous experience? His identity crisis, it seems like the way we were talking earlier, like this has been your baby and this has been your first band?
That is correct. Yes.
Shout out Mac on Through. I didn't get to shout out Mac on Through. He's in the comments. Mac on Through. I've done a little bit of collaborations with him. He's awesome.
Yes.
Mac on Through is awesome.
But Reece, this has been your project from the beginning, and it just seems like it just and it not even hit anywhere close to its peak. It just kind of keeps on climbing up this mountain, man. Where it's probably going to be about a 10-mile hike to get up there, and you're barely like on the first mile, and you're scratching, you're just barely getting things started. Because just hearing from what the music I've seen you guys put out live that hasn't even been recorded yet is going to be a hell of a package whenever you get it all together. The couple of songs you have recorded, real quick, before we get off, and I want to get to you, James, so you can tell me as well. Where do y'all record those songs at?
So we track everything at Cosme's studio. Shout out Washroom Studios. So everything that we've released up to this point, we have tracked at Cosme's studio. I track vocals here in my own space because I have certain gear that I like to use with my vocals and preamps and whatnot. But everything's pretty much tracked at Cosme's. Then we take it to Kinder. Shout out Kinder. He's a badass producer from Corpus, but he's been out. He's lived in LA. Now he's living in Austin. But he has done our first two singles, and he also mixed our third single, which is going to be releasing very soon.
Okay, cool. I was going to ask you about that, but let's get back to James. James, how about previously? Was this your baby, just like Reece? Because you guys came along, started this from
That's why
scratch.
it blows my mind how far it's came. Like I feel so blessed to just be. This is the first band that I've ever been in. I mean, obviously, me and Reece, we made, especially Reece. Reece's been at it for a long time with his solo music. And before this, for about like a year or year and a half, I was making, I mean, I work on my solo stuff too. It's just, I just love writing vocals and stuff like that too. And I just always do that for fun, but yeah, this is the first band I've ever been in, and I'm just, it's crazy how far it's came already. A lot of people don't get to
great.
This point.
Hell yes. And how about you, Parker? What's your history?
Same thing. I when I was in high school, I couldn't really find a clique of friends, I guess you could say, in my high school. I had my friends that I clicked with, but I didn't go to high school with them. None of my friends ever played music. I didn't really have any friends that played any instruments or were interested in music in the same ways that I was, or even let alone listen to the same music at all. It was really hard to find people. I guess it was probably because I just went to such a small school. I went to Cole High School in San Antonio. I'm the only one. Cosme, Reece, and James. Cosme's from Robstown. Reece and James are from Corpus. I'm originally from San Antonio. I moved down here for school, and I mean, for me, the story starts when I met James. But previous to this band, I've never even played with anybody. So
just a boy and his guitar in a bedroom.
That's it, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing. It was just me, dude. I didn't know, what the first step was to get started.
Yeah.
Yes, and so
it's really with you not having having other bros that play instruments around you. It's I know what you mean.
Never never had that. So, and you know, to have these guys, it's been great. So it's been a blessing, really. It's just, this is what I want to do with my life. Like these guys said, you know, this band is my baby. It's all I've ever wanted. So
Yeah.
So, you know, just gonna keep going and keep getting better, like, you know, like James. And you know, another thing too is my guitar playing has really changed a lot. I was obviously, having never played before, no experience with other people. Over time, it's really improved, because there's a clear difference between someone who plays guitar and someone who plays in a band.
Yes.
So once I kind of figured that out, and we just have been sounding better and better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the first band, and the fact that it is my first band, especially, you know, with other musicians who have been in, you know, lots of bands like Cosme, it's just like, wow, for me, pretty crazy, very blessed.
Yeah,
Really
Cosme, you
blessed.
have so much freaking band experience. It's unreal.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love music, man. Like, I'm not gonna stop being a musician. Like, maybe I'll build houses later on, but I'm still a musician.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a blessing.
That background of music that you already knew about Cosme that made you make the step to say,
Correct.
hey, you know what?
Yeah,
why don't you be the guy to help us out in this gig? And, you know, God,
yeah,
thank goodness everything went so good.
But
we were like, that's the kind of guy Cosme is, because he's going to give it all. And he already knew a little bit about the music. So it was something that was meant to happen.
We knew he was legit. So
yeah, Cosme brought our band from here to freaking up here.
Yeah,
it was all of us, man. It was all of us that
definitely
helped get to that point. It was all of us. We put in so much work every week. We meet up every Monday. We have a meeting. What are we going to do this week? We need to do this. We need to do that. This is important. That can wait a little bit, you know. And it takes that. That's what it takes.
It takes a lot of work to, you know, all these videos. It's hard when everyone has work, school, and you got to plan everything out, and, you know, you got to suffer, like, going to hang out with your friends to, you know, meet up at Cosme studio and film or practice. It's just what you got to do.
When you want something so bad, you'll make it work no matter what. So
yeah,
that's fucking right.
You got to fight. Great. You got to fight before it. You got to fight.
Yeah.
Yep. The hard work always pays off. In music, it's always going to pay off.
And
when you get into it, you're going to get back, but don't stop giving. Just keep on giving it. So, Parker, do you write most of the music?
I'm sorry?
Are you writing most of the music? Or is it something that's kind
of we write music in every, you know, sort of way possible to write music. Normally what happens is, you know, I'll come forward with a riff, or James will come forward with a riff, or even Cosme. Cosme's brought up some awesome riffs that we
Reece too, don't sleep.
Or Parker might write a drum part. Parker might write a drum part.
Or James.
And I'm like, damn, I didn't think of that.
James might help me write a guitar solo. Or, you know, it's one of those things. And, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave out you, Reece. Reece will come, you know, obviously bring material forth as well. And as for the lyrics, I think that's Reece. Me, James, and Cosme will start jamming on a track, and if we think it's good, we'll figure it out, get a basic structure, record it on our phone, and send it to Reece, and then he'll go from there.
Reece kills it every time.
Reece kills it every time, man.
Every time,
it's a fucking fact.
And it's funny because we all play a part. Like let's say, you know, the song "Hey Hey," you said you must have saw it maybe on our YouTube or something, but that guitar riff, I originally wrote that. And then I came to Parker and I was like, I'm having trouble writing a good bass line. And he wrote the bass line. So he's basically playing what I made, and I'm playing what he made.
Yeah.
So it's like we work together ultimately. You know, all our songs are just working together. Like, well, I think someone wrote something better musically.
I like to approach the song like, what's the best drum part for this song? Because I'll write the drum part on the computer first, or I'll play it on the kit, or I'll write on the computer. And I'm always like, well, what's the best part for the song? Like, we could do this fill or that fill, or we could do a groove like this. The kick drum can go this way or that way, and it takes a lot. And then it all like, oh well, James is like, which way is it gonna go? The bass line's gonna have to match that.
Yeah.
And we'll get stuck. Hey, we'll go through it. We'll plow through it. We'll have a song.
Your boss, James.
What happened?
I like hearing that collective effort like that. It doesn't happen very often. I can tell you from my own previous experience. Let me just put it out. I just want me, the drummer, and the guitar writer. That's it. I don't want it. It makes it so much easier for me in my history. But I'm in a metal band, you know, and so it's like, hey, I got the drummer, I got the guitar player. He wrote the shit. I'm gonna ad lib on some vocals and see what starts feeling right as we start going through this. But I did a lot of the producing and the arrangement of it. So, you know, they come up with it. I started deciding how long parts are gonna be and what are the places we can go with it. And it was always something good that worked with me for like 20 years and 10 years in Integrity and 10 years in Killamora. But I don't have that luxury anymore. As things change and you get into other bands, you know, there's going to be different things going on, a different kind of democracy when it comes to writing. Yep. So I like where you guys are coming from, man, because you guys are being able to take from each other's resources and really just, there's no hold bound. You know, everybody gets Cosme's writing guitar. I even see Reece playing guitar live and stuff. So, you know, everybody knows a little bit about everything. So bringing that all to the table just makes it that much of a rocking force, and why everything just keeps on clicking and coming together so well. So I wanted definitely, I'm glad you told me about Reece getting all the lyrics together. And lyrically, let's see, am I getting to that point yet? You know, lyrically, I got to shout out that Reece has, you know, he plays guitar like on the jam alone, but did I write it? I didn't write it down, but on that track, Take Me Away, I really like, I guess it's a verse line, and it's something like, I'm trying to think, help me out here, Reece. It starts off with something about her innocence.
Take me away from your innocence. If it does exist, it is still yet to appear.
Oh, it's beautiful, dude. That's fucking beautiful.
The song's in
a little bit
6/8
on the second time around.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's another part on that too, where you do something that kind of reminds me of.
I already know what he's gonna say.
The vocal run in that song from Shrek that I love, Hallelujah.
I thought you were gonna say "Hey There, Delilah," because people say "Hey There, Delilah." The
Hallelujah. That's the one.
Yeah,
that too. But I hear it more like in that Hallelujah song.
You know,
that's where I'm more familiar. And he kind of does that in one of his verses right there. And that caught my ear.
As a victory march.
I hear it. See, I see what you're saying.
I hear the same key, but I can't.
Man, I was like, that's good.
Yeah,
that's fucking good.
I never heard that before. I hear it now.
That's at a different level right there, guys. That you're not gonna catch just from any band here in corporate. That's at a different level. And Reece, that's fucking strong. Keep that magic coming, and you guys are gonna be selling fucking plenty of fucking records and getting tons of views. And
hope so.
Getting a lot of the best things in rock are gonna be coming. So that's awesome. So is there gonna be more singles, or is there full length coming up pretty soon?
So I don't know how much to say here. We are gonna be releasing "Till You Goodbye" here in a few weeks.
Right, I like the teaser on that. That looks great.
Right. In a few weeks.
It sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, the teaser.
Appreciate it.
So we are editing our music video for that as well. So that'll be done and that will be dropping as well. It's an amazing, my favorite, honestly, all of our favorite music video we've done so far, right?
It's gonna be awesome.
So it's the music video is badass. You know, the song, you know, is we've gotten good feedback on the track. So that's gonna be a third single. And then we are going to start recording our debut EP. I'm not gonna say with who yet, who we're recording it with, but we are gonna take a little, I wouldn't call it let's call it a work vacation to record our debut EP, and it's gonna come out really well. You know, very credible producer who's worked with some of the greatest bands to ever walk this earth.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, really, really excited, you know, to get that going.
Wow, that's really fucking exciting. Wow. Okay, I can't wait to hear more when the time is right. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I know the music's gonna be incredible, man. So I can't wait, man. So Let me ask you this. Did you ever try out for American Idol, Reece?
I did.
How
you
did
want
that
to tell
go?
that story or what?
Yeah, you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. I did the voice.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's trade stories real quick. All right. So, this was last season. So I went through a year of Zoom auditions. I had someone reach out to me. His name was Josh Randall. I guess he was like a scouting agent.
Yeah.
So he reached out to me over Instagram. We got in, you know.
I played
Shout
the
out to
guitar on
Joaquin.
them shits for you.
Yeah. He got my phone number. You know, we got to talking a little bit. And then we hopped on Zoom calls for, you know, I would say maybe 6 months. I went through a series of auditions. Finally made it through to where they were like, hey, you know, come to New York. You're going to audition in front of the judges. You know, congratulations. It's all going to be filmed and whatnot.
Hell
right?
yeah.
So I flew to New York City with James. I wanted James to come with me.
Kick
so he could
ass.
experience that with me. So we went over there. Now that the season's almost over, so I can say what happened. So I went in there and it was a great experience. I enjoyed, you know, seeing that side of the industry because I had never been around something like that before, right?
Yeah.
It was cool. I met a lot of really nice, great people. You know, and so I went there. I sang Plush. So I was either going to do Down in a Hole or Plush. So I went in, you know, they do like little rehearsals before your auditions and whatnot. And I sang 2 songs for rehearsals and they told me to do Plush. And so I went in there. It was funny beforehand, you know, I'm talking to Ryan Seacrest and I was messing around. You know, I was a little nervous, of course. So I told James, I was like, I'm going to just start doing push-ups like as a warm-up, right? I guess the producers heard me and they're like, 2 push-ups, like we're gonna get on camera. So I started doing freaking push-ups. Yeah. And then they were like, when Ryan Seacrest comes to talk to you, you're gonna tell him the way you warm up is doing push-ups, okay? So Ryan Seacrest comes up, hey man, how do you warm up? Oh, push-ups. So then me and Ryan Seacrest have a push-up competition there. He beat me, by the way. You, Ryan Seacrest, you're in good shape, man. Keep it up. Anyways, I go into the audition room.
That's crazy.
Ryan Seacrest comes in with me to the audition room and tells Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, and Lionel Richie that I warm up with push-ups. So now me, Ryan Seacrest, and Luke Bryan are in a push-up competition. And Luke dropped first, and then I dropped, and then Ryan beat us again.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I was in there. Man, I was super nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's obviously a big moment.
Yeah.
You know, that could go, you know, things could really go if you decide to take that route. But I went in there, I sang Plush, and I got 2 no's and a yes. So I didn't make it. I didn't get the golden ticket to make it through to the next to Hollywood, right?
Okay.
Luke Bryan, you know, he just said no. He didn't really give me a reason why. He kind of just gave me a no. And then Carrie Underwood, if you ever see this, I will love you forever because you told me yes, and you saw something in me.
Yes. Yes,
and
you did.
That is freaking awesome, and I love you, Carrie Underwood. And you know, she was kind of looking at me after, and she was like, "Man, you know, like, what do you do? Like, you know, you're in a band, or you know," she was like, I feel like you're trying to do something, but like, and I told her, you know, straight up, I was like, you know, I'm used to performing in front of people, you know, it's just a lot different, right? You know, I'm used to the energy. And she was like, you know what, you know, she was like, I could see you on a bigger stage. You know, I want to see you on a bigger stage. I'm going to tell you yes, because I see something in you pretty much.
Yeah.
And she was like, there's no one here really doing what you're doing as far as, I guess, the rock music and whatnot. And she understood, you know, what I was going for, at least going into that sort of thing. So shout out Carrie Underwood again. I love you. Mwah. But and then Lionel Richie, he told me no, and I'll tell you exactly what he told me, and because it's been a while now, I've had time to to calm down from this a bit. But
all right.
He said, you know what, man? Well, Luke Bryan kind of said, well, good luck with Lionel because he doesn't know anything about Stone Temple Pilots or something along those lines. Like, he don't know nothing about this music, right? It's Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to expect or what he was going to say. But he said, you know what? He was like, you have the look, but you just don't have the sound I'm looking for. And that hit deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I need to prove this guy wrong because
that
didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean?
There you go. That's right.
Hey, all those thousands of people on Instagram when we posted Plush, everyone loved it.
So I got my revenge. Lionel Richie. We posted a reel. What was it? A couple weeks ago, me doing the exact same song I auditioned with. I didn't make it, and the video did really well on Instagram. It has over I think it has like 400,000 views or something like that. So Lionel Richie, I'm sorry you didn't like it, but I am happy enough that we can please our fans and they like it. So
hell yeah.
Because it's just one opinion, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone's going to like what you do. That's how life is. So
I mean, he makes a completely different genre. Like way different. So.
Let's hear your experience, Tony.
Okay, as a voice, I want to say it's probably been, it's kind of blurry, maybe 10, 12 years ago already.
Yeah.
So I auditioned up in Dallas and, with thousands of people waiting in line.
Right.
So you go through that BS right there. They break you up into smaller groups. And in those smaller groups go into smaller ones. And then eventually you go into a room with, there's 8 singers. And there's going to be like 3 judges. And you are told to prepare 3 songs. And you might be able to have your best one ready. And then have 2 backup songs. Or 3 songs you can kick ass on. Because they might want to hear more. So the night before, I'm in my room. And, man, in hindsight, I really dated myself. But I did the song from Golden Earring called Radar Love. And I also did Foo Fighters. I want to say... I think it was Monkey Wrench, and then also did Turn the Page from Bob Seger. And I sang them like twice for my family. So I auditioned for them the night before, and they told me go with Golden Earring, Radar Love, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with what you told me. So that's what I sang. I hit my notes. I did good, but the other singers that were in there were fucking better than me. It's just the way it is. You know, we had a guy that did Journey. He did fucking Don't Stop Believing. Just as good as I did mine. Yeah. But, and I give him props. Another guy did country. He sounded great. Another girl did, I think, a song from Whitney Houston. She sounded great. Anyway, it was a pair that moved forward, and it was a pair of, they were twins. They sang a Christian song, and they were probably no older than 12 years old. But they sounded like angels. I'd have to move them forward. You know what I mean? And that just kind of goes to show that when you go to these things, there's a fucking shitload of fucking talent. Yep. Everybody fucking sings good.
So
everybody thinks they're ready to go to fucking Hollywood.
Right. So Tony, that's what I was gonna mention, that, with these sort of shows or The Voice, American Idol, those sort of things. I mean, everyone at that point is talented. You know what I mean? I mean, you have
a lot of them have bands already,
right? I mean, everyone. I to say that someone's not talented, or to say that you weren't talented because you didn't make it to the next round or whatnot,
right.
that's ridiculous. Because everyone there is talented, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, like, what are they looking for? You might not be what they're looking for,
right?
Right, and you just have to accept that,
Right.
And at the end of the day,
more than just a voice, more than a pretty face. They want a lot more going on. And if you got a great background and story to sell with it, you got a lot more.
And
going
everything,
for you.
Again, like everything is opinionated.
Sure.
So music is all opinion based. I mean, for example, I love Axl Rose. People hate Axl Rose. They think he's terrible. It's all like, so who's really right and who's wrong? At the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. And that's just how it is.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that story with me, Reece. I definitely want to ask that. So Nature has got a shitload of fucking listens too, man. That's a fucking banger. And, Has it been not even a year out yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, man. Great fucking
coming close.
reviews. Just a ton of listens. More power to you on that right there. It's a great fucking song. That one looks like it's been on the. It's definitely going to be and stay on the live set, but it's a great fucking opener. Great opener right there. Parker goes off on that fucking jam right there live. And I ain't taking nothing away from James. James always fucking holds down, man. And but Parker looks like a natural. You guys look like the guys out of like Almost Famous, man, that have been on fucking the road doing all these tours and just rocking the fucking stage. So it seems like it's just going to be something that's very natural for you guys. And to hear that it's the first band for the three of y'all really just kind of shows that the magic that is there. You know, sometimes guys don't need to be in one band before they get anything right. There's sometimes you get fucking lucky. And you're with, just like you and Reece, James have been, you know, close friends for a long time. That's why when my first band, it was called Aggravated Assault back in '83. And I started with my best friend, who was a singer, Tim Abel. I was a drummer. And then next thing you know, we hit up two other guys that live a couple blocks later. Albert plays bass and Matt plays guitar. Rest in peace, Matt. He's not with us anymore. But it starts with the friendship. And sometimes after you've been in two or three bands like me and Cosme has, it ends up becoming more of a business sometimes when you've done that, because it's like, hey, we already got gigs coming up. I need a drummer. I need you really, singers are hard to replace, but drummers, guitar players, you can get somebody to sit in, a bass player, a friend. But having that bond of brotherhood and coming in a band at the beginning together like this is kind of like a fairy tale story, a rock and roll fairy tale.
James and Parker, tell them how Parker, you lived in the room with James for the summer. Tell them that story. How you guys only knew each other for like a week.
Yeah. you got to know him really. Dude,
that was weird.
Close and personal, Parker.
James and I met. We didn't really click right away, but we started hanging out a lot more once I realized that he was really serious about what he was doing. And because James, when I met him, James no Reece, and James was I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody in the Corpus music scene, and James had just started playing guitar. He just started writing songs, and he was so fresh, and it was so raw, and that's when I realized. So I started hanging out with him more. I had like a little bit of recording equipment, and James really wanted to record his music, so he and I kind of messed around with that for a little bit. Ended up going to his house and meeting his parents, and I was a little, not intimidated, but you know, when you're meeting someone's parents, you kind of want to present yourself as a
good boy.
Yeah. You had to meet Frank.
Yeah, a good boy.
James's dad, right?
Frank.
Yes. And then I meet his parents. I meet his parents, and his fucking dad, Frank's like, "You want a beer?" So I realized very quickly that James's family they're very laid back people, and they're amazing people. And Frank Frank's told me, he's like, because I told him we were, what were we doing? Remember we were jamming in the office, and Reece, you were on the. We were drinking.
Yeah, you were just shredding. We were just watching.
Reece, you were on the Guitar Hero microphone. And we were just having a good time, hanging out. I was playing guitar, and Frank said to me, he said, "Dude, screw San Antonio," because my plan was to go back to San Antonio for the summer because school was over, and I was gonna go work a job. But Frank convinced me. He was like, "Man, screw San Antonio, just stay here." And I'm like, "Where?" And he's like, "You can stay in James's room."
Thank God for alcohol. Thank God for alcohol.
Yeah, thank God.
Frank saying that. Giving Frank the courage to say that.
Yeah, because seriously, that really just came out of nowhere. And you know what's funny about it is Frank told me later on he wasn't even serious. He saw like my shit, that I loaded my shit into the garage and I was moving all my stuff in, and he was like, "Well, I guess he's moving in."
Yeah, my mom was like, "What if he kills us?"
Your mom was all,
like, we don't know this guy.
And I thought it would be a mess just because I didn't even have a bedroom. I was sleeping on their futon. But
the Kremlins are great. They're so great.
But it turned out to be at the time the best thing that ever happened to me, because I was just
that's great, dude.
I was I moved in, and I, you know, surrounded by people that loved what I was doing. So
Yeah.
it was it was amazing. But yeah, that's a super weird story. He wanted me to move in after upon first meeting him. Literally, never met him.
That's rock and roll,
So that's
man.
amazing.
Hell yeah. Your
Take
dad,
the risk.
your
that's
dad
rock
was
and
onto
roll.
something, man. He you know,
Yeah.
he
Frank,
was
dude.
the kind of like that catalyst that just kind of one step led to another. Without that
Yeah,
move,
my dad
it
really
would we
like.
wouldn't be here.
I mean, honestly, I had no interest in the bass when I first started. Like, I just played it because, I mean, what else was I gonna do? So I played it, and now I'm just in love with it. Now I play.
Yeah.
I'm taking lessons now. Like,
And
I'm just playing every day, grind. Like, I love it. You know.
It is so fucking cool. I didn't get good at it, but during COVID, I bought a bass and I started learning to play at home. And oh man, it was so cool. I wanted to fucking get better and be able to sing and play bass at the same time.
It's
man.
a
I
lot
want to be
different
like
than the
Lemmy.
guitar, man.
It is
It's
a
a
lot
lot
different
different than the guitar.
You can play it like a
dude.
guitar, but it's a lot different.
It's a lot
Yeah.
different.
If you
But
can
it's
play,
so
if you can play the
fulfilling.
guitar, you can play the guitar. You can play bass.
You can.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, a little
That's
bit.
that's
Right,
You
I
can-
feel
That's
you
a
right.
bold
that's
statement.
controversial.
That's a bold
It's
statement.
controversial, yeah.
Well, no, look, it depends on what standpoint. If you're like, obviously, you know, there's bass players that are renowned for, you know, playing the bass for what it is and not just playing it like a guitar. But for the
Aha.
you know, the time
Well-
being, if you're just trying to get some stuff done.
Well, the
then you can
purpose
play
the
bass.
purpose of a bass on a song is completely different than the purpose of a
Yeah.
guitar on a song.
I mean,
So when it comes to
Yes.
songwriting, there's a
Exactly, but
huge
you
difference.
get my point.
Yeah.
Right.
and it's funny.
You got it down, James. All the hard work is paying off. It's making it easy for you now.
Yeah, no, now it's like I don't even have to really. I don't even have to think about it when I'm on stage. Played these songs so much, like, you know, I can add little new licks in there, and like I'm excited for this EP because I've really been working on like adding like, you know, licks that are like memorable and stuff, and like making it fit the song a lot better. And I feel like, you know, when we drop this EP, that's gonna be like my personal proudest work on the bass that I've done. So
Yes. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. That
Same
comfort
with me
level
for
right there is
guitar.
there. You're starting to master your
I
instrument
think that's
there.
the
Hell
same
yes.
for all of us.
Feeling
with
great.
this EP. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me go around and starting with Parker. Parker, tell me, was there somebody that maybe inspired you to start picking up the axe? Maybe a mentor, maybe
It was my dad. My dad,
or...
he no, I never played Guitar Hero. It was my dad. My dad, he's the one who put me on to all the music that I love, and he had an old guitar in the closet when I was, how old was I? Probably 13. It was when COVID hit, 2018, something like that. But he had a guitar, and he noticed that I was taking my interest in music was continuing to grow, so he had it restrung, and I started to learn. So it was my dad. My dad was the one who got me started and encouraged me to start playing, and once I started, I just never stopped.
Nice. I
I'm
love
sorry
it.
if it's dark and I'm walking around. We're locking gates right now. We're closing up.
Oh, it's all good, man. Thanks for keeping the story going. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't miss a beat.
Oh,
Okay.
of course, man.
Props
Yeah.
to dad. Props
Thank
to
you.
dad right there.
Yeah,
Thanks
props
for
to dad.
bringing
I
the
love you,
magic
Dad.
and
Thank
sharing
you.
the love right there. Okay, let's go
Yeah.
to James. How about you, James? Tell me, was there somebody or something that inspired you to?
Yeah, so I mean,
would it happen to be Reece? Fill me in.
Reece was definitely an inspiration because I always loved Reece's music, and for me, when I first started, it was more like I picked up guitar and I used my songwriting and guitar playing as an escape, honestly, from like just problems in general and like just shit that I went through in the past. Like I would write songs about it just to, like, you know, stuff you don't want to talk about, you just put it in a song and just you know. And that's kind of how I started. And you know, with the bass, I would say it was more of a thing where when I filled in, it's like being able to just play music with my friends, just being a part of it was just so much fun. And then the main thing that caught me whenever I started playing bass was when Parker actually lived with me. I learned that like we're trying to learn covers so we could like build up music to play at bars and stuff. And I learned this song called Plush. I mean, Plush. Reece sang it at the thing.
Yeah.
And that bass line is really hard, especially when you haven't been playing for a long time. But I sat and I learned it all the way through, and I like, damn. So these are the possibilities on the bass. That was the real first bass line where it wasn't like because some bass lines
really opened the doors for you.
Yeah, Plush really opened the doors where it's like, damn, this is crazy. There's a lot of possibilities.
Shout out Robert DeLeo.
Yeah, probably my inspiration on the bass right now. I love Robert DeLeo from SCP. That's
cool.
Like
sometimes learning other people's covers, I feel like it makes you a better musician.
It does,
because
absolutely.
You're learning a hit. You know what I mean? It's something that's already been proven. It's a great song. You love it enough that you're gonna bother learning it, and so getting that knowledge under your belt of those progressions and that formula,
exactly,
and it just builds off of your own experiences. It makes you that much stronger.
I was learning "Ramble On" by Led Zeppelin.
Oh yeah, John Paul Jones.
It's a very hard song to play on the bass, but I almost got it down. Pretty good. I had to quit and I had to go do something, but it's I might get back to it probably after this interview or something. Tomorrow or something.
Finally, these guys are listening to some Led Zeppelin.
We'll talk Led Zeppelin here later on too. I got that coming up. Before we wrap things up later on, well, not later on, but in a little bit, I have a little segment called Draw the Line where we're going to be talking about some of our favorite bands, and you tell me who's your favorite out of the ones I'm going to throw at you. Cool. But let's keep on going around the room. Reece, share me your inspiration or
man. Obviously, everyone says how similar I sound to Eddie Vedder. Pearl Jam was a huge part of my life. Growing up, Pearl Jam is my dad's favorite band, so that's really a lot of what I heard I heard growing up.
Have you seen them?
I've seen them 3 times, and I'm going to see them a fourth time
on the first album at Lollapalooza.
No shit, man.
Hell yeah, I was there, man. That was a fucking badass show.
So
it was great.
Yeah, and for the record,
love Pearl Jam myself. Love them.
Oh, they're amazing, and live they're even better. Live, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Even now when they're
right.
Yes. It was 92, right? Yeah.
Yes.
First album, yeah. So and for the record, the whole Eddie Vedder thing. That is a huge compliment to me because I love Eddie Vedder, but I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to impersonate him. That's just how my voice sounds, man. That's just how I naturally sound, I just happen to have a similar vocal range and similar tone, but I'm grateful because he's one of my favorites. So it's cool hearing that.
Thing.
You know what
that's
I mean?
Fucking right. Hell yeah. If anybody,
but yeah, I mean,
great one.
So my dad, growing up introduced me to so much great music, man. I mean, I remember being a kid looking at the computer and seeing freaking Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley and Paul Stanley and Peter Criss, and like as a kid you're like, man, like I want that to be me. You don't know how that's gonna happen, but you want it. You just think it's so cool. It's funny. I actually have in second grade. I don't know how old you are in second grade. Like what, 5, 6 years old maybe. There's a paper. I'll try to find it. I actually want to show the guys. I don't think they've ever seen it, but there's they asked the whole class, the whole second grade class, what do you want to be when you grow up, right?
All right.
So everyone's like doctor, firefighter, lawyer, all this, and then second grade, me put rock star.
Yeah,
I don't know what I don't know what the hell got into me or what I was thinking, but yeah, it was just my dad, man. I mean, just exposing me to so many great musicians. And then as I got older, obviously I branched off, started listening to my own stuff. I love rap music. There's guys like Lil Uzi Vert's, an artist who's always been one of my favorites. You got guys like Juice WRLD, all sorts of rappers, rock stars, just the embodiment, and I think music is a lot deeper than I think music also has to do. I have personal connections to musicians, even though you've never met them, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So
it feels like some songs like speaking to you,
right? So
it's for real.
To feel that, and then obviously, with what we're doing now, to be able to hopefully do that for other people as well is a blessing.
Yeah.
But yes, I would say, inspiration wise, my father and countless bands. I couldn't even name all of them, to be honest.
but we'll put Eddie at the top.
That's my guy. Yeah.
That's the guy. Hey, let me ask you real quick. What's your jam from Eddie Vedder?
What's my jam?
What's your favorite one?
Eddie Vedder? From Pearl Jam? Man.
All of them.
From Pearl Jam.
Jeez, man.
For me, it's
Release.
Given to Fly.
Release.
Given to Fly is wow.
Better man.
You want me to
That's
tell
mine.
you something, Tony?
Yeah.
That might be the either Given to Fly or Yellow Love Better. Those two songs are probably the earliest songs I remember ever, like being on this earth. Those are probably the two.
Wow.
Yes. And I freaking love the lyric in that song, man. It's so great.
Me too, man. It's as a
floated
musician,
back down because you wanted to
like
share.
that.
Oh man.
Oh, you're giving a fly, and you want that for your kid. You know what I mean? You want him to fucking get out there and fucking conquer and rule and fucking live and fucking fly. Oh man, it's a powerful song. I love to sing that. So whenever it's on my
crashing like a fist to the jaw,
it comes on at work, and you know, if you're working with me, you're gonna hear me singing. Yeah. So it goes to the territory.
But my favorite,
I
want to work with you.
Cosme, tell me.
What was
inspired to either get on the kit or maybe the axe, because you're multi-talented? What was the first thing?
I'll talk about the drum set first, and then I'll talk about the guitar influence. So with the drum kit, there was a drum kit that belonged to my aunt when she was a teenager at my grandma's house. And I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house when I was younger. And something just was like, man, like the drum kit it was like, I don't know, there was some connection to it. It was a subconscious connection. It wasn't like I want to be a drummer, but it's like I was like guided to be a drummer. So it was like the drum set kind of chose me. And my dad, like when I was a young kid, he had showed me Crazy Train, and I was like, fuck, like this sounds so... I was obsessed with Thomas the Train when I was a kid. So he showed me Crazy Train, and I'm like, man, like, and like listening to it now, and when I listened to it when I was a teenager, like it's totally different when I listened to it when I was like 4 years old. When I was 4 years old, I'm like, the hell is this? This is like balls blazing, like amazing guitar solo, drum beat, bass. Like I didn't have an ear for bass back then. I would say like I only had an ear for like high and high mids, like, and maybe drums. But now I'm a musician. I can hear like, oh, the bass line sounds good, the guitar work, you know. My first ever drummer I probably saw was like Bonham. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Bonham, they showed me Bonham. My aunt and her ex-husband, they had showed me John Bonham, Moby Dick. They're like, this guy right here, this guy, and I'm thinking like, who the, like I'm thinking to my aunt and her husband, I'm like, who are y'all, like, to showing me this? Like, I don't even know what this is. Like Moby Dick, like, why is it called Moby Dick? Honestly, but
you're reading into that shit too much.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was to have the drum set around always. It was like, it was always there's always something to do, and it was like it was definitely, I was definitely guided to be a drummer, definitely a musician. Guitar, I jammed with so many guitar players to the point, and ran sound for so many bands, and saw everybody play differently, that I was like, I can do that. It's fun. I mean, I play guitar mainly for songwriting and like my own personal fulfillment. Yeah. But oh man, I love so many. And now that I'm more mature as an artist and a musician, like, oh, I love so many different types of guitar players. A random one I'll just throw out there, like Tim Henson. Like, I'm not the biggest Tim Henson fan, but Tim Henson can shred. Go back to Randy Rhoads.
We all know your favorite, Cosme.
I'm a huge Marty Freeman fan. I'm a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan.
Oh yes,
Mr. Gates is the shit.
Those are all killers right there. All right, gentlemen, I love all that. Okay, let's get back to Parker. You still with me, Parker?
Yes, sir.
Parker, what's your first concert?
My first concert ever was Foo Fighters.
Oh, no shit. Oh, when in San Antonio.
It was it was at the Innings Festival in Phoenix, Arizona. I never really went to, I don't know, this weird thing. It's not like I was like, how do I say this? Like, not unprivileged or anything, but I never really went to go see a whole lot of like big concerts, you know, with like big famous acts. It was just something that I never did until it was just weird. But my 18th birthday present from my parents was my dad and I we got to drive to Arizona and go see the Foo Fighters, and we also saw the Foo Fighters. It was a festival. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was I don't know if you like bluegrass music, but Billy Strings, one of the best.
No shit. No, I'm not familiar with them.
Players.
Awesome.
I saw him. If you watch him, his acoustic playing is just out of this world.
He'll blow your mind. Yeah.
I saw
okay.
a lot of definitely check him out, Billy Strings. And then we immediately ran to go see the Foo Fighters. It was amazing. They played for like 2.5 hours, and I wasn't like right up front. There's like a 10,000 person crowd. I was like halfway. I was right by the camera tower or the sound tower. So it was a really cool experience. It was 1 month before Taylor passed away. They still had Taylor.
Oh shit! You saw him with Taylor.
Yeah, I saw him with Taylor. Taylor got up and he sang. They did "Somebody to Love" by Queen, and Taylor.
Wow.
I've seen the video, man. He sings. It fucking sounds good.
If you've seen a video of that motherfucker singing, oh my goodness, dude.
Right? Holy shit! But he's such a fucking drummer. Fuck, he's so badass.
Dude, he's amazing. He was a prodigy. So it was awesome. It was awesome to see them when they still were.
The full package like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
is
was my
awesome,
first
Parker. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, it was amazing.
All right, I'll tell you what, James, share me your first concert.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. And I'm not sure what was my first. It was either Godsmack or Social Distortion. So
okay.
My dad's a huge Social Distortion fan. I love him too, and that's why if you watch the Nature video, I was wearing. My dad actually. So that shirt, he found one from that. It was 2012, that exact tour that they came to Concrete Street. And me and my dad with the song. I was literally up front. I remember I had a mohawk. I mean, I was like 12.
Yeah.
I was like. I was like 10 years old or 9 or something. I don't know. I was really young, but I was up front with my dad. He was like pushing us to the front. I remember he was like, "It's his favorite band. Get him to the front." But because they see a little kid and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
To the front. So me and my dad were like going to the front, and I actually got a couple. I saw pics, and we have like this china cabinet in our kitchen, and I have a couple pics that the guitar player gave me. I think it was a Johnny Too Bad. I forgot his name, honestly. I think that's his name though. But I don't know if it was that concert that was my first, or I remember we went and saw, like, we didn't go to Godsmack, but there was this like cemetery with a hill on it overlooking it. I don't remember what venue it was, but I remember we sat and watched Godsmack from a distance. We didn't go in the place, but we watched them from a distance. And I don't know if that was my first concert.
Oh shit! Are you talking about here in town?
It might have been here. It might have been at Concrete. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I've seen about 3 shows from the cemetery when I couldn't afford to pay, and I worked late. I would go over and I get out of work maybe 10 or 10:15, 10:30. Go over there, buy a 24 ounce, and check it and check it out from over the fence.
It's a good
and at least hear the music. It was the next best thing, dude. It was like shit. And you know what? There'd be a crowd of people back there too every time.
Party.
Yes, party. Anything goes.
It still sounded good from there.
It does. You can still hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know what happened over there? People were complaining right there on the north side, close to that. And so Concrete Street brought in these fucking huge fans. So when a band would play, that's why I stopped going, because they would put these fans up there to absorb all the sound. And so, I showed up one day. I don't remember who it was, but they had the fucking fans blaring, so I couldn't hear shit. I said, fuck this. I took off. So they figured out a way to kind of
get people
do their thing. But shout out to Concrete Street. Y'all need some fucking more rock bands over here. I love, no hate on any of the acts they got coming, but we need more rock. We get a lot of country rock here than we know what to do with. We need some fucking more rock over here.
Country rock's good, man. Country rock's good.
Country rock is good. I'm not taking it. I love our own homeboys from like Marcus Leal and Swim the Current. I love Cole Wetzel. We got a lot of great fucking jam. I'll drink and party all day with it.
The first time Identity Crisis plays Concrete Street, we need you guys to be there whenever that is. It may be soon.
I want to be there. You'll be there, dude.
And maybe soon.
It's gonna happen fast. It's gonna be a good year.
And maybe sooner than you think.
Good year for y'all.
And maybe
Okay. Take care of James. Tell me, Reece, what was your first concert?
Oh, wow. This is a funny story. So when I was a kid, again, I was infatuated with Kiss when I was a kid. Really, Gene Simmons.
Kiss.
I thought Gene Simmons was like the coolest motherfucker on earth.
Hell yeah.
Blood coming down the mouth, you coming down, flying on the shit, flames and
Yes.
whatnot. But so I don't know. Do they still do Bayfest? Is that still a thing?
Bayfest? Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I was young, but they stopped doing it for a while, didn't they?
Well, it hasn't been the same. They used to have bands there all the time.
Okay,
but it hasn't gone off like that lately.
It was like really popping back in the day, and I remember my dad. I was a kid, and my dad took us there, and I believe it was me and my brother, and I believe my other brother as well. I'm not too sure. I was pretty young, but there was a Kiss tribute band. When I was a kid, I didn't understand what a cover band was. I thought it was fucking Kiss. I thought it was Kiss. I thought it was actual Kiss. So I'm there the whole time as a little kid, like, holy shit, I'm watching Kiss. This is the crazy, but it wasn't them. Yeah.
All right. I dig it.
No, it was them.
It was. Let's just
That's
it
what
was.
matters.
It was.
Fuck yeah. Well, I tell you what, because that was such a great
It might
Kiss
as
story.
well have been.
It might as well been. Hell yeah, because at that age, that's Kiss.
If I remember correctly too, I think something went wrong. Like I think there was something went wrong that show. Maybe like their set was short or something something was messed up. I don't remember. But all I could remember was like I was super excited to see Kiss. I thought it was the real Kiss.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Was it like that movie we watched, Reece? That one where they I forgot, remember they were a tribute band and they got in a fight on
Who, Rockstar? With Mark Wahlberg?
Rockstar, yeah. Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
yeah. It's a good movie. That's a really good movie.
Shit is so
and a big part of that.
Yeah, that's an oldie but goodie.
A huge part of it being a great movie is you get to look at Jennifer Aniston the whole time. So,
ooh, Jennifer.
How can you beat that? You can't beat that. All right.
Yes.
Before I get to you, Cosme, I'm going to share my Kiss story. So, I'm 54. When I was 6, I think it was the same year that Love Gun came out. But Buddy Holly was my first introduction to rock and roll, and I fell in love with rock. And from one end to the next, it went to rock, to ELO, to Styx, to Kiss. And when you saw Kiss, it was life-changing. Yep. And so it changed my life. I stole money from my mom almost every day to go to right now it's called Cons right there at Everhart Staples. There used to be a place called Albertsons there. It was an H-E-B, but they sold records and albums and cassettes. I took a $20 bill from my mom's purse almost every other day. Albertsons. You remember Albertsons?
Oh, he told me about it. It was like Walmart.
Yes, exactly.
Like back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, man. I was in elementary school, and I would take $20 from my mom, drive down there. I didn't have to go to. I went to Windsor Park. I didn't have to go there till 9 o'clock. So I rode my bike to Albertsons about 8 o'clock, buy whatever Kiss album they had that I didn't have already, until I bought them all. I got busted, and it was a fucking day.
Where'd you get these records? How'd you get them?
Huh?
Your mom. How'd you get these?
Oh yeah, I got to keep them. I got to keep them. Yes. But I got fucking, oh my God. It wasn't a beating, but it may as well have been a beating because I was just, my parents were divorced, and it was just, oh, my mom, she's a saint. Thanks for forgiving me. And thank you, Dad, for not killing me. But the point of the thing was I was a fucking Kiss fanatic. And by the time I turned 9, my Aunt Becky and my Aunt Mary bought me a ticket to go see Kiss on the Dynasty Tour in San Antonio. Wow. And we went in the C101 party bus when that existed. Wow. And there was drinking and smoking and fucking Kiss cranked all the way over there. And then I saw Gene Simmons finally in person, blowing fire, spitting blood, doing the bass solo.
Every kid's dream
about it, dude. I was like, Reece, sign me up, rock star, forever. Yeah. You know,
dude, so that would have been prime time to go see him around that time.
That was
period,
the last one before they took their makeup off. It was a shit. Oh,
Ace was still there, man.
So that was 79. Here I am 54 years later, still a huge Kiss fan. Did you guys go see him when they came here a couple years ago?
I didn't know. That was during COVID, or right during COVID.
After, it was a little after.
A little after, right? Yeah.
An unbelievable
No, I didn't
show
get
still.
to. Was it great? I heard it was great.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
Cosme, tell me. First concert, brother.
First concert. Oh, man. Black Sabbath, San Antonio, the last Texas show.
The Heaven and Hell?
It was in 2016, I think. Or 2015. Fuck. It was the last date, I think, of their tour, the end tour, and they had
that's it.
They had a fucking badass show.
That was Ozzy, yes.
With Ozzy, Tony was there, Geezer, and then they had Tommy Clefitos on drums.
Tommy, yeah, dude, yes.
I thought Ozzy was banned from San Antonio.
Oh no, they let his ass back.
Yeah.
They better.
Ozzy, man. Yeah, they better. Hey, Ozzy, man. I love Ozzy. Okay, I love that one. Okay, I know we're getting a little long. We're a little over an hour here.
It's all good.
So let's just jump to draw the line. Okay. I tell you what, real quick, the last question I had was, and we'll go around the table real quick, starting with Parker. I know he's still there. We got aspirations. This is going to be a big year, but there's also plenty more years of growth for Identity Crisis. But when it comes to a tour, starting with Parker, what dream tour would you like to be with? Give me 3 bands you want to tour with.
Great question. A lot of artists that I listen to, I don't listen to any rap or anything like that. So a lot of the artists that I listen to, I'm just gonna say it bluntly, a lot of them aren't playing anymore. But
that's cool. Shout them out.
But for the ones that still are, I obviously I think I'm a huge Alice in Chains fan. Jerry Cantrell is my number one, my hero.
Yes.
I actually got the chance to see Jerry a couple months ago with my dad in San Antonio. That was amazing.
Oh hell yeah!
But so Alice in Chains would be my or I guess I gotta go in a different order. Gosh, it's like picking my favorite bands.
Yes, bring them on.
I also swear by Pearl Jam. I love Pearl Jam to the day I die.
They're in there.
So I think
these guys are too stubborn to go see them with me, as much as you love them.
Yeah,
make it happen.
Money, man.
You didn't buy me tickets, bro.
Ah, right.
I would have had a ticket if I would have known y'all sooner.
True.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
So Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and then gosh, what about a third one? I really don't know. I mean, who's still going right now?
Could it be dead, or would they have to be alive?
No, they can be legends.
Oh,
they have to be
dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Give me one.
All right. I mean, it would have to be Kurt Cobain from Nirvana for me.
Oh shit! Okay.
I know
that's a hell of a lineup right there.
Yeah, I know Nirvana is it's something that's kind of cemented into our pop culture, but a lot of people, I love Nirvana for who they are. I think Nirvana was the first band that really did it for me, you know. So
yeah,
I really owe a lot of my musical inspiration and you know my reason for doing this to those guys. So I think Nirvana would be on that list. I would love to open for them.
That would be great, and you guys would be fucking perfect to open up for that lineup. Hell yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Nirvana for me.
That's right. Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam,
the grunge lineup.
Love it.
All grunge.
Dude, top 3, literally.
If some of these overlap, that's fucking fine. This is your dream concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if Pearl Jam comes up again, Alice in Chains, bring it up because they deserve to be there. Give me some, James.
Man, like, I just don't know what to say because there's so many bands. Like, I grew up, like, when I up until like 7th grade, I listened to strictly rock, and then whenever I got past 7th grade, it was like rap was a cool thing to listen to. So I listened to rap music. Rap is a huge part of I love rap music because I listened to it from 7th grade all the way until till now. But I mean, really now I mainly listen to rock, but
That's fine. Throw a rap artist in there too. I don't care.
Who I would want.
That's all good.
I remember when I was younger, when I was super young, I used to love Linkin Park, and I used to love Social Distortion. And of course, I love Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains. I love Stone Temple Pilots. I love all of Nirvana. Actually, Nirvana for me, to be honest, I never listened to Nirvana that much. Not as much as Parker. I don't know if I give you an answer, to be honest. Like a dream tour. My dream tour would be practice headlining.
Okay, I dig it. All right. Well, who's opening for you if you're headlining? 3 bands.
Shoot, I guess. Well, I wouldn't want to disrespect the greats if we were headlining, because then I would say, like, if we were headlining, it would be like new talent. But if I wouldn't want to disrespect Eddie Vedder. I don't know, all those great bands. For me, I really like STP right now. I think that's who I listen to the most. So I guess if we had a lineup, us and STP. Shoot, I love Juice WRLD too. That was one of my favorite artists, rap artists. It'd be a crazy lineup that would probably never. RIP, he's gone, but he died. I don't know. I couldn't give you like a real answer to that, honestly. I don't know.
All right. I think you gave me a lot of good favorites, though. You gave me a lot of good favorites. And what do you think, Reece? Who's going to be on your dream tour?
Believe it or not, I'm gonna have to go with Pearl Jam. And then I'm gonna have to.
Oh my God!
And then
really? Yeah, that's right. Real quick, I named my son Stone after Stone Gossard.
No shit! Wow.
Yeah,
no way.
That's cool.
Oh,
that's
absolutely. His
awesome.
birthday's tomorrow. He's gonna turn 24.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
Tell him we said happy birthday.
Yep, I sure will, dude. Because I love Pearl Jam, but I thought Stone is a fucking killer name.
He's
a Stone
genius.
Gossard, I was like, cool.
He is a
Some
genius,
folks,
man.
because at that same time, Steve Austin, Stone Cold, they thought I named him after the wrestler. I'm like, no, not after the wrestler. Stone Gossard. And they're like, oh, that guy.
Songwriter.
Yeah,
guitar player. Yeah.
He's still kicking ass. Okay, so Pearl Jam for starters.
Pearl Jam for sure, just because, those guys have played such a big role in my life, and it would be so cool to just even sit in a room and talk with them, I would have to say Guns N' Roses for sure.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
That would be because they have insane concerts and insane shows. Even today, I know Axl went hard on the vocals in the early days, man. Give him a break, It's not easy.
Yes.
It's not. You think it's easy, but it's not. It's so easy. It's not that easy. But Guns N' Roses for sure. And then, honestly, man, I'm gonna have to say Motley fucking Crue, especially if it was like a young Motley Crue. That would be a crazy,
that's a great choice.
Crazy fun time. And an honorable mention. I'm gonna have to say Queen. I love Freddie Mercury. I think it would be so cool to experience, being around them as well. Would be fucking insane.
Great lineups right there.
I'm starting to think now. Guns N' Roses, that would be Axl in his prime and all those people in their prime. That would probably be who I would want to.
I saw
Motley Crue in their prime would be awesome.
Oh man,
Motley Crue too. Yeah, it would be.
We'd have so much fun with those guys. We wouldn't be able to hang.
We would not be able to hang.
I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. No.
Back in the day when they did the tour with Metallica, I caught them over there at the Astrodome. They did Use Your Illusion. It was on that album, and Metallica was on the Black Album. They had Faith No More opening up. That was a hell of a show. Hell of a show. But the energy, it's just like you would see in their videos. Axl running from one side to the next, still hitting his notes, which is something I can't say about Rob Zombie. I saw somebody posted something about Rob Zombie playing live with everything taken out, with just his raw, and I couldn't stop laughing. But I knew it because every time I saw Rob Zombie play, it was like, yeah. So really, you weren't getting all the good stuff from Thunder Kiss 65 and from fucking Black Sunshine. But nevertheless, sorry to interrupt. Had to put that in. But those are some bangers right there. Motley Crue, hell yeah. That was the shit, right? Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Pearl Jam. Great lineup right there, Reece.
Thank you.
Great lineup.
Cosme, what do you got on that?
So I usually I kind of create outcomes with my mind sometimes, and I'm not gonna say that any of these tours would happen one day, but if they did, man, like cool. Like I thought it would.
I predicted
be cool.
it. I called it.
I thought it would be cool. Like you're asking if I think it would be cool. So I think like if we would do good if we opened up for like Ghost. How do I do it?
Oh.
Ghost. I'm trying to capture the. Ghost would be a cool band to open up for. Also, Foo Fighters. I think we would do really good opening up for Foo Fighters.
I agree. Foo Fighters, great.
And man, I just had the other band.
Foo
in my
Fighters
head.
for sure.
Those Smashing Pumpkins would be a band that we would be good.
Yes.
And I don't think they ever have openers, but Tool, why not?
Okay.
I'm a huge Danny Carey fan.
All right. So we're talking Tool. Did Smashing Pumpkins make the list?
Yes.
Okay.
That's badass.
And Ghost.
And Ghost.
Can't forget about Ghost.
But what about Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
No.
I think so. I think we would do good opening up for them on a tour if we ever got to that point.
Oh, absolutely.
You know.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be a good hit right there. So Ghost, Foo Fighters,
Smashing Pumpkins.
What were the last two?
Smashing Pumpkins or Tool.
There you go. Smashing Pumpkins and Tool.
Tool's
I'm a
kind of
huge
too
Tool
old.
fan. Can't ever get enough. There's some great Tool tributes.
I can never get enough of Tool,
that have been to
honestly.
town. Did y'all catch Tool when they came? What was it, last year, year before?
Cosme did.
I think my
did.
mom might have.
I'm usually late to the party with bands. After I saw Tool, I became like obsessed with Tool. And
Of
I was never
course.
obsessed with Tool. Like I had Schism downloaded and 46 and 2 downloaded. But I became obsessed with Tool as in like I have all their albums downloaded and I've listened to all their songs like at least 100 fucking times. So I love Danny Carey. I'm a huge Danny Carey fan.
Oh, yes. Huge. Okay, we're going to jump to our last segment called Draw the Line. I'm going to be giving y'all a couple of bands to choose from. You tell me if they were playing in town tonight, which one you would go. All right, because they're only going to be in town one night. So I try to make these decisions a little tough. So let's get started with Parker. First one, Black Sabbath versus Led Zeppelin.
Holy shit.
Wow. Damn. I'm going to have to go with Led Zeppelin.
All right.
I
I feel you're more than Zeppelin.
I love-
Page.
That's a great choice.
Some
That's a
groove
great
in there.
I love Black Sabbath so much. I've watched the Tony Iommi interview about 50 times.
Oh, shit. Yes.
I just can't respect them enough. But I think that Led Zeppelin is they're just the ultimate.
You can't pass that up.
Black Sabbath is gosh, man, they both have impacted me so much. But I think that Led Zeppelin would probably that would have to be it. It's Led Zeppelin,
okay.
man.
Zepp is it.
It's
James,
Zeppelin.
what do you think?
Jimmy Page, like.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
No, tell me about Page.
Oh my gosh, man, he's been so inspirational to me. He's the one who really showed me that you really just you kind of gotta put on a face, and you kind of gotta just get up there and do it, no matter how it sounds. Because Jimmy Page, I'm not gonna lie, I do think this. People have called him sloppy live. Have you ever heard that?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Now I think that he's not always sloppy live, but there are some times. But seeing him, just kind of power through it like nothing ever happened is very inspiring. So, it would be Led Zeppelin for me.
Zepp. All right, James.
Same bands, Sabbath or Zeppelin?
Yes.
It's kind of a hard one for me because they're kind of on the same level almost.
Oh yeah, they're fucking gods.
Shoot. I think I might just choose Sabbath just so I could see like War Pigs and Crazy Train.
Right.
Yeah,
Those are some hard.
Because honestly, I was never a huge Zeppelin listener. But growing up, I always listened to Black Sabbath with my dad. We always listened to Black Sabbath. I listened to Ozzy my whole life. Zeppelin, I just now kind of, today I was listening to Zeppelin, a couple songs. I was listening to Ramble On and Going to California. And those are great songs. Like, I like both bands,
Yes.
Tony, I have a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned giving a fly earlier. I have this argument with my dad all the time. I wasn't alive when Given to Fly came out, but he told me when Given to Fly came out, people said that it sounded similar to Going in California. I think they kind of do sound a little similar in the riff, or it's the same key, and then like the vocal melody is a little similar in the beginning. My dad swears it doesn't sound similar. What do you think?
I'm gonna stick with your dad, man, because I've never thought hearing Given to Fly, dude. I think it sounds like anybody else.
Really?
Now keep in mind, I've seen shit on America's Got Talent where guys have played 3 chords and they play like fucking 30 hit songs that we've all heard before. And it's like, hey, how does this fucking work? But it works.
So let me tell you something funny. So I had never heard I've known Given to Fly my whole life. I had never heard Going to California before. When I heard Going to California for the first time,
no way.
I thought, this is that fucking Pearl Jam song. Right? And then I realized, oh, this is before Pearl Jam. So I don't know, man.
Well, maybe Stone Gossard might owe Jimmy Page a sandwich.
I think Mike did that. I think Mike did that.
Oh, Mike McCready. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, Mike might owe him. He may have spent a lot of time getting influenced by that one right there, and so it just kind of worked its way into a Pearl Jam song.
Both great songs, though. Either way,
huge songs. Yeah. So, what do you think, Black Sabbath or Zeppelin? Reece Zeppelin. All right, all right.
No doubt in my mind.
I see a little Jimmy. I'm sorry, take that
Robert
back.
Plant.
But one of the greats. Jesus. Oh, how do I forget something like this? Son of a bitch. I don't want you to tell me, but Robert Plant.
Yeah.
And some of your moves, the way you pull your hair back like that when you sing like that. Like, yeah. So keep rocking it. Cosme, Sabbath or Zeppelin?
I've seen Sabbath. I'm gonna have to go with Led Zeppelin. I'm gonna sneak backstage, say I work sound for the venue, and we're gonna go fucking party with the band. And we're gonna go drink with Bonham. I'm gonna drink with Bonham. I'm gonna talk it up with Page, John Paul Jones. We're gonna chill, and Robert Plant. We're gonna chill.
Right.
You know.
Oh, those are guys right there. Great choices.
Have a cup of tea with him.
Moving back to Parker, let's go to Stone Temple Pilots versus Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Billy Corgan is he's been an inspiration to me since I was 12, and he was one of the first people besides Kurt that I really took an interest to and dove deep. And he also got me started on Fender Strats, because I know how he loves his Strats, or he did in the early days. So he was the guy who kind of got me started down the gearhead path, because I know he's very adamant about his gear and all that stuff. So it would be Smashing Pumpkins for me. Stone Temple Pilots, don't get me wrong, one of the best bands of the 90s, one of the best bands out there in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not in terms of technicality, but in terms of just pure music and ability.
Yes.
And musicianship, but I think it would have to be Smashing Pumpkins for me. I've never seen them, and I still want to go see them, because they still play.
They still play. Yep.
I really want to go see them, so it would be Smashing Pumpkins for me.
Great answer right there. All right, so what do you think, Stone Temple Pilots or Smashing Pumpkins, James?
Well, I'm gonna say STP because that's like my favorite band right now. But I really do like the Smashing Pumpkins. We covered Smashing Pumpkins, and I think Mayonnaise is probably, for me, that's probably like now, like I had different opinions at first, but that's probably the best song out of the two bands. That I think that's an amazing song. And when we cover it, it just feels like you could just feel the energy whenever we would play it, shows and stuff. Like we'll do original set and put one cover in. We'll do like Cherub Rock or Mayonnaise. And those songs are really fun to play. Like I love both bands, but SCP is like my favorite band right now. So I had to go with them.
Very cool. And I'd love to hear one of your versions on the STP. Fuck yeah. I mean, of the Smashing Pumpkins, Cherub Rock. Man, that's a good one right there. Okay,
yeah, both of the songs great.
Man, that is
Smashing
so
Pumpkins?
freaking hard, man. Oh
Was
my
it Stone Temple Pilots?
God. Holy shit. Fuck. You know, I'm gonna have to say, and for one reason only, I would see Stone Temple Pilots. This is obviously assuming that Scott Weiland is still alive, right?
That's right.
I'm gonna have to go with STP only for that reason, because I mean we could still see Smashing Pumpkins if we like, you know.
Okay, I dig it. All right.
So the fact that Scott Weiland's no longer here, and if we did have the opportunity to see that, I would probably choose that over Smashing Pumpkins. Yeah.
Damn, bro, you keep making me like rethink my answer.
Yeah, that was a good.
Because he's like, dang, he's not here anymore. So to be able to see him would be like,
Their
You know what
new
I'm saying?
singer is badass, man. STP. He is phenomenal. I don't know if have you seen him, Tony?
What's his name? No.
Oh man, I could not tell you his name off the top of my head. I think it's Jesse something, man. I don't know, but he's fucking incredible. He
must have some chops, man, because Scott Weiland, he's not an easy guy to copy vocally.
You know, don't get me wrong. Like William Duvall for singing for Alice in Chains is amazing. You know,
yes, he's great.
They get guys to the guy for not Aerosmith, Journey, that Asian guy who sings.
Yeah, right.
He's badass. Yeah. But man, when I tell you they found the perfect, and don't get me wrong, no one is Scott Weiland. You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, did they find someone that could capture that sound, and not just the sound, but the energy. It's amazing. I want to see them still, even though they don't have Scott Weiland, you know.
I'm gonna look that guy up. Okay, cool.
It's great. You won't be I'm not hyping him up for no reason. I think you'd be impressed, because it impressed me.
Cool. I will definitely check him out. Cosme, which way do you stand on those two?
I want to go. I want to go see Jimmy Chamberlain play drums. So I'm gonna go with Smashing.
Oh yeah. Oh man, just when they were fucking hitting it big, right? Shit.
Parker's actually the one that got me into Smashing Pumpkins. Like,
rest in peace. Rest in peace, man. Shit.
I knew you would love Jimmy Chamberlain because he is incredible. The drummer for Smashing Pumpkins, he is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll take the Smashing Pumpkins.
If you really listen to the drums on the, especially the first record, Gish.
Yeah,
that record.
That's a great shit, man.
God, the drumming on that record's great. It's crazy. I knew you would love him, Cosme.
It's sought out music for sure. Like the whole production, their whole production.
Big time, big time. Okay, great. Next one, Parker, Nirvana versus Foo Fighters, and of course, Kurt's alive. That's what I'm saying.
Nirvana. It's Nirvana, man. It's
Nirvana.
Kurt.
Okay,
come on, man. Come on.
Kurt, man.
No, I don't know. I just thought this is a little different one.
Dave,
we got Dave kicking ass. Dave's one of the powerhouses of rock music nowadays. And
you're seeing Dave either way.
I would have liked to have seen Dave drumming in his prime back then.
Oh, that would have been sharp, yeah.
Because I watched the videos, and he just seemed like a fucking
basher. Yes, man, that fucker hits hard. Yes.
Butch Vig, who produced their first record, he actually told a story about how when they were recording "Smells Like Teen Spirit," the snare was tuned to whatever pitch. By the end of the song, he beat the drum so hard the drum submitted and fell 2 full steps by the end of the song. That's how hard he hit the drums.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it on the production. That's one of the best productions
you hear that, Cosme?
I've heard. Almost like the Black Album.
I've experienced that.
Fucking great.
Yeah.
You tune your snare to A, and then you check it afterwards in post, and oh man, the overtone's a G now.
I hit it so hard it submitted.
That's badass. Hell yeah. Okay, James, you're next. Foo Fighters, Nirvana.
I'm gonna have to say Nirvana because it's Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. And really, I never listened to Nirvana like that. I was never like a huge fan, but I do think they have great music. Of course, there's music I do listen to by Nirvana, but I just want to see Kurt Cobain, play, and the legend himself. And I do love the Foo Fighters too. I love them too. But it's kind of an easy one for me. Nirvana, I just want to see the legends play together, and also
Got a lot of
Dave Grohl
hits.
drumming.
That's right. Well, don't forget Taylor's not with us either. So we got a lot of love for
rest in
Taylor in the
peace.
booth.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
he's a great drummer. That video of his
Yes.
son drumming
Another hard hitter.
so sad.
For Dave to get someone in his band, they got to be at least as good as him, if not better. So that says a lot in itself because.
And he left
he took it to that next level.
To
so
do
no
that.
wonder we just, nothing but such a kick-ass band with those guys rocking together.
Yep.
So what do you think, Reece? Nirvana,
man.
Or Nirvana as well.
Nirvana.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Same reason as why I picked Stone Temple Pilots, you know what I mean? Over at Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
So
I've never had I had an opportunity to see them in Udro when they were in San Antonio for that tour. But it was a bad time and I didn't have the money. I remember the ticket money. I wanted to get it and I missed out. And next thing you know, shit hits the fan. I don't get to see him at all. But yeah, damn. Great concerts like Live at the Paramount. Great stuff. And the energy level.
I watched that whole
all three
set
of them brought was amazing.
Yeah.
I watched that shit religiously.
Live
at the Paramount. That's it for
dude.
me.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, Cosme, give me that.
It's going to be Nirvana.
Or the Foo Fighters.
It's going to be Nirvana. And I honestly just want to see Kurt and his prime doing his thing. And Grohl, man, with Kurt, that's something to see.
Yeah. They really did a fucking badass job on that. Unplugged.
Cursed. He was a really good
Chris.
Chris. He was really good.
Oh, yes. Okay, I love it. Okay, we got Nirvana all across the board. Let's move on. I got two more, and we're going to wrap it. This one is going to be between. Golly, I know where Reece is going to go with this, so let's knock it out real quick. Reece, Pearl Jam versus Bush.
Me?
Pearl Jam
He's like, okay, why even ask you, right? Pearl Jam all day, right? Does Gavin Rossdale and Bush even stand a chance in your eyes?
I love Bush.
Bush is.
I love Gavin Rossdale.
Yeah,
Gavin Rossdale's pretty
good.
They're great
against each other.
They're great. But man, Pearl Jam's hard to beat, man. It's hard to beat.
Okay, all right. Hell yes. Okay, Pearl Jam. Let's change it up a little bit. Cosme, what do you think? Pearl Jam or Bush?
I'm gonna go with Pearl Jam, and I better be going with Reece, and he's buying all the beer.
Oh man,
your treat.
Put it on my credit card. Put it on my credit card.
I'm gonna go with Bush just because I want to disagree with everyone here. I'm just.
We love Bush though. There's nothing against Bush.
I love Bush. I love Bush. We cover a Bush song, and I didn't know.
Which
actually
one?
Didn't know anything about Bush before
Come
James
Down.
and Reece put me on.
That's
to
the jam.
Come Down.
That's the fucking jam.
When I heard "Come Down," that song really blew me away. But
Glycerine was the one that got me, man. That was
Pearl
like
Jam, man.
Glycerine's a hit. Yes, hell yeah. I like the way he changed. His lyrics. Me, I'm one that likes to write lyrics that are logical.
right.
And Glycerine doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean? If you're trying to make some sense, it's about this or it's about that. To me, I can't figure it out, and it doesn't really matter because it just sounds great. He's a great writer. Everything just fucking sounds beautiful.
It just works. It works.
Yeah, it fucking works. Hell yeah. And you know what? It's just one of those things where I can't write a song where it's going to be abstract. It's always got to rhyme and it's got to have some sort of message.
Sometimes in a way, it like people that write songs like that, it's like I said, it works. You know?
It does.
But it's so
and
interesting.
I feel like I just got to let myself be free and just kind of be a little bit more open-minded. And those are the challenges. The challenges of being a writer after fucking 30 plus years. But it's been nothing but fun. I'm going to keep doing it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Now let's see. James, Pearl Jam versus Bush.
Pearl Jam. Like Pearl Jam is one of my favorite bands too. It's funny because when I first started listening to rock again, after I went through like a hip hop rap phase for a long time, my top 3 songs that I listened to every day I lived in Houston for a little bit. I was playing soccer up there. I listened to Black, Come Down, and Outshined. Every day I listened to those 3 songs, and Come Down Come Down was one of my favorites, and Black, and Outshine by Soundgarden. I listened to those songs like on the way to practice. I just listened to them singing at the top of my lungs in the car. Like those three were probably three of my favorite grunge songs. Mm-hmm.
Good ones. Good ones right there. Okay, all right. Fuck yeah. Okay, last one. Starting with Parker. Soundgarden versus Alice in Chains.
Gosh. No.
That's
I'm telling you. Chris Cornell.
That's a really good one. That's a really good
fucking Jerry Cantrell versus, give me his fucking name.
Kim Thile.
Yes, fucking
Dude,
Kim Thile. Yes, man. Fuck yeah,
dude. I was watching just yesterday. I was watching the Rick Beato interview with Chris and Kim Thile.
Oh fuck.
And yeah, I love the Soundgarden and their story. Soundgarden, gosh, man, you know what? I'm gonna say Soundgarden.
All right.
I'm gonna say Soundgarden just because I've already seen Jerry. You know, not that I wouldn't want to go see him again play with Alice, but I think that God, it's such a hard. That's Chris Cornell and Lane Staley and all these different people. You know, truthfully, I really couldn't make that choice, but I'm just because I want to give an answer, I'm just gonna say Soundgarden.
All right, Soundgarden. Yes. Okay, James, who's it gonna be?
I'm gonna say Alice in Chains. They're one of my favorites of all time. And the thing is, Outshined is like my favorite grunge song, and it's by Soundgarden. But
yeah,
it's kind of like you said, Mayonnaise or Smashing Pumpkins or SCP. It's like it's like the same situation. Like Soundgarden has one of my probably my favorite song out of the grunge era. But then overall, to me, Alice in Chains has like more of a better catalog that I would want to listen to. You know, I would go to an Alice concert and know like almost all the songs are gonna play. If I go to a Soundgarden song, I'm gonna be a Soundgarden concert, I'm gonna be it's just, I don't know. I like the majority of Alice songs better than Soundgarden, so I'll choose Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains. They got hits. Tons of hits. But you can't take shit away from Soundgarden. But let's keep going. Reece, who's it gonna be?
I'm gonna have to go with the powerful Lane Staley and Alice in Chains, man. I mean, again, like you can't take anything away from Soundgarden, but to me, I mean, Alice in Chains, you know, that's in my top 3 bands, and it'll be, you know, I've seen them live with William Duvall when they opened up for Guns N' Roses over at the Alamo Dome, but you know, to see them with Lane would be unreal. I mean, same thing with Chris Cornell, but again, Alice in Chains is my pick for this one.
That's gonna be your pick. All right. I was lucky enough to see Lane Staley, and speaking of, yeah, absolutely. Wow. I saw him on the Dirt tour. The tour. Man. He broke his leg, and so he was standing with the crutch.
That's when yeah.
Remember that when that shit happened?
I saw a clip of that the other day on Instagram. Actually, I was watching some reels that came up.
Blind Melon opened up, and it was for the Retirement Sucks tour, and Ozzy was back. That's right when they let Ozzy back into San Antonio.
Wow.
So it looks like we lost Parker.
Yeah.
Oh,
if he jumps back in, I'll definitely add him back to the stage.
His phone probably died.
I was gonna say his.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, that was. Oh, it was incredible, dude. He sounded so good, so fucking good. And to see him on Dirt, it was like nothing but hits because they were playing all the new shit from Dirt, and then they only had Facelift from before. So. Sea of Sorrow is one of my favorite songs. So, they played so many good ones. What else? Anyway, Alice in Chains, great choice. Cosme, who's it gonna be? Soundgarden.
Let me give you a drum roll.
Bring it.
Man, it's gonna be Soundgarden. I resonate with
Cameron.
Good, Parker's back.
Matt Cameron. I resonate with Chris Cornell's character and who he was and his life. I really resonate with that. So that's something that I want to go witness and see. Yeah. But I'll talk about Alice in Chains, man. Alice in Chains, Lane Staley. Alice in Chains really grew on me. I've always been aware of Alice in Chains. They're a great band. They really grew on me whenever I joined Identity Crisis and I learned their music. Chris Cornell, Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Good choices, guys. Good
Matt
choices. And I
Cameron's
love the
a beast,
background statements about each one of these bands, man, because y'all have your own experiences with each one of these bands. You know, the way Reece is attached to Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam, you know, it just kind of just shows where a lot of it, you know, and what we're talking about, how somebody might say you sound like Eddie Vedder. There's another guy, an Australian, who's got a band called Silverfish. You're familiar with those guys?
Silverchair?
Silverchair, when I say Silverfish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Silverchair. You're familiar with that vocalist?
I love Silverchair.
To me, you kind of sound a little closer to him.
People say that as well, yeah.
I also think the guy from Silverchair sounded a lot like Eddie Vedder too.
Right, exactly, bro.
Like,
so you guys got this triangle thing going on. You got Reece, you got Eddie, and you got the cat from Silverchair. So you guys got a great thing going on right there, man. But yeah, man, I've seen a cover of you guys. Is it y'all doing Black?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking kick ass on that one, dude. Where do y'all do that one at? Where was that shot at?
That's at Cosme Studio right there. You could see it on camera.
Because it seemed real small, yeah.
In the dark. In the dark.
Yeah, we play in the dark.
To get the vibes going. It might take a few tries because you can't see the fretboard, but you know, you get it. You play it enough, you get it down.
Yes. Man, I've had a great time talking to you guys. That's gonna wrap up Draw the Line.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Subscribe to Tony Gomez YouTube channel.
Subscribe to Tony Gomez YouTube channel.
Already did.
I appreciate
South
it.
Texas
Thank you
rock
so much.
Metal.
Where can we catch you guys playing live next?
Man, should we do it?
Just say
All
it.
right. We're gonna be playing at IzFest next weekend at Concrete Street. Opening up for Braxton Keith on April 26th.
Shit, you're gonna be out there at Concrete Street.
You guys come check us out.
Shout out to Casey Lane who got us the gig.
And
Casey Lane. It's a man.
Who got you the gig?
Casey.
Fucking shout out. That's the man right there, Casey Lane. He's the one that got me my first gig over there at Concrete Street back in 2005, Sound You Underground. Casey is the man.
Yeah,
he's
the man. Casey's such a badass guy.
I've had Casey on the show already, and oh man, he helps me with my Christmas benefit, with my other benefit I do for guitar programs in September, and he's the best. And Stan is also the best, and their staff over there is always unbelievable. But
we love the house
making that happen for you guys is something that's earned. I can tell you, Casey don't do that for anybody that don't deserve it. And you guys are something special. He sees that like I do. So I'm excited, man. I need to get an IzFest ticket.
Oh, yeah. You do.
Yeah, man.
You fucking do.
It's going to be awesome.
See it. Parker, if you know anybody or if any of you guys are at A&M that can get a ticket that doesn't want to go, tell them I'll give them $25 for a ticket just so I can go see you guys.
Hell yeah.
I was just talking to my coworker.
And I'll be there at Panda Express. Just come by.
You're making me hungry.
I'm good for it.
Hell yeah, Tony.
I can't say I'll trade you for food because I'll get my ass fired. But, hey, we can $25, whatever.
Yeah.
Chicken teriyaki, man. Chicken teriyaki.
Yeah,
dude, I was
right.
just talking to my.
You know it.
I was just talking to my coworker.
I'm really excited. That's next weekend. You guys are going to be at Concrete Street. You guys are going to sound so huge. That's the best sound I've ever played for. It's going to be so great.
A lot of energy brewing up for that night already.
Oh, my God. I know you're going to kill it. I'm really excited for you guys. I can't wait to see some of the extra video because I know there's going to be a lot of good footage done. You got a lot of friends, a lot of supporters that can go out there and make some noise for you. And I hope to be in that crowd making noise for you as well.
Yes, sir. We hope you're there as well, man.
That is too cool.
Party, man.
I'm just like, wow, that is huge. Okay, so real quick, we had a lot of people in the show tonight, at least over 20, almost 25 at one time. I'm just going to give a shout out to a lot of some of the names of the people that were in here tonight. Patricia Contreras, thanks for showing up tonight, coming out.
Hell yeah.
John Martinez. John said he's going. He's going to be there. Excellent, John.
Thank you, John.
Joaquin Rangel.
P&M Productions. Braxton, Dream Stereo. Hell yeah, what's up?
Oh, Braxton, what's up,
Braxton,
bro?
man.
Yeah.
Man, we got some tacos,
together
man. We
not
got
too
some
long ago,
tacos.
right? You and Dream Stereo?
Yeah, so Braxton, we do this thing whenever we're playing with Dream Stereo. Braxton will come up and sing For Whom the Bell Tolls, and we'll play it. And it's pretty cool.
That's
he told me about that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So much fun, dude.
Yeah, Alex invited
Braxton.
me to go up there and sing a song with them next time too. So
do it.
Cool guys. Hell yeah. Shout out to everybody.
Shout out Zodia Braxton.
And let's see who else we got in here. Matt, of course. Matt was in here hanging out. Thank you, Matt. And Rafael Rios from Arizona. Thanks for checking it out, Ralph. And his band with Richard Guerrero. Shout out to TFC Studios for always providing a great place for us to jam. And Joaquin Rangel, thanks for getting in here, Joaquin. 99, Laura Tromaville. I hope I pronounced that right. Laura, thanks for chiming in tonight.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And John, 99. Some other ones I didn't. I'm going by codes, but that's funny, man. Guys, thank you, each and every one of y'all that joined us in the chat room. Please go and subscribe to the Identity Crisis YouTube. They got 2 pages. I think one's for the videos that are coming out, and then you got your other site that also has all the great live footage from the Annex, from House of Rock, from Old School, the Mesquite Street live gig. So check all that out. Go give them a like on your favorite music platform on Spotify, like I have already. Follow them. You guys got thousands of followers already. Let's bring those numbers up. And go out there. Anybody from Texas A&M, be out there and shout out Identity Crisis. Get there early. Give them some love. But if not, keep up with their Facebook and the Instagram so that way you can catch them at the next gig. So excited for you guys getting the gig next weekend, and very thankful to be able to spend some time with y'all tonight. It's been a pleasure getting to know y'all, and I hope to be able to get you back on the show maybe after we get some more music put out and we can have some more to talk about, guys.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you for having us, Tony. Thank you so much.
Kick ass. The pleasure's been all mine. Much respect to you guys. Keep grinding out there. I'm proud of y'all, and I'm going to be a big supporter and keep sharing your music. Everybody out there, thanks for watching the Tony Gomez Show. Identity Crisis. You guys keep kicking ass.
Yes,
I'll see
sir.
you soon.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Take care, brother.
Take care, bros.
All right.